You're watching Pulse for the 11th or 12th of April, and it is once again time for some Guild Wars news. In this week's episode, we talk about Guild Wars 2 pre-purchasing, pre-ordering, beta events, region lock-in, and the lack of a launch date. Then we also have a look at the recently released video of the Collector's Edition and all the goodies in it. We have a quick talk about the Guild Wars 2 EU Fan Day that happened just a week or so ago. We look at where you can find Guild Wars 2 content right here on YouTube and more. Let's get straight to the news. First up, the wait is over. You can now secure your Guild Wars 2 Collector's Edition, Digital Deluxe or Digital Edition copy by pre-purchasing the game at buy.guildwars2.com or at select retailers. If you want to see a full list of the officially chosen retailers, you can find that below. Pre-purchasing Guild Wars 2 gives you guaranteed entry into beta weekend events, 3-day head start access to the final game, and the Heroes Band in-game item. If you want to learn more about all the benefits or advantages of the different versions of the game, then the best place is probably over at the official site where everything is quite conveniently laid out. A few things to note: if you pre-purchased the game, not pre-ordered, pre-purchased, from the official site or one of the official retailers, then you should have received a beta key to register right now over at register.guildwars2.com. The next beta weekend will probably be sometime closer to the end of April, like the weekend of the 20th or the 27th. We don't know for sure yet. There have been rumors that it's going to be on the 20th, and there have been other rumors saying that there might be a stress test this very weekend, but nothing has been confirmed just yet. The previous beta events are still covered under an NDA, so don't talk about those if you aren't media or press, as to not risk your access by breaking the NDA. The future events, including the next one, won't be under an NDA, so you can go nuts once they start up. If you were in the previous beta and have the client from that one, it won't work in the next upcoming beta events. You will have to re-download the client. The physical copies of the Guild Wars 2 Collector's Edition, not the digital ones, seem to be sold out pretty much all over the world already. Anyway, moving along, let's talk about region locking in Guild Wars 2, another point that's well worth knowing about. So, will your copy of Guild Wars 2 be tied to your region? The answer is yes. To play from North America, you must purchase a North American copy of the game, and to play from Europe, you must purchase a European copy of the game. Note that this restriction impacts where you can play from, not which game worlds you can choose to play on. People from North America will be able to play with people from Europe at launch by choosing a European world to play on. Easy. So, by purchasing the correct copy of the game, you're supporting the game in your country, and you'll be connecting to your local data center, which means you will have better latency and all that. You'll also be using your local customer support team and downloading the correct language support for your country. So how can you be sure you're getting the right version of the game? Well, if you're using one of the official retailers for your country, then yes, you are. And if you purchase the game from buy.guildwars2.com, then you'll automatically be sorted into the right region. Finally, for the region lock-in part, we've been told that ArenaNet are aware that a lot of their players travel and they are looking into solutions for them. Simple enough. If you don't understand all of this completely, then check the links provided in the description below this video. The last thing that everyone probably needs to know is that there's no release date yet. They let us know that it's not like they have a secret release date and they're just not telling us. They said they will release the game when it's ready, and beta testing is where they find out if it is ready. So let's hope the beta testing goes well for the next couple of months. Phew, that's about it for the pre-purchase, pre-order, beta, region lock-in and launch date information. Also, you have been, if you were wondering, watching the Guild Wars 2 pre-purchase video released by ArenaNet to show off what Guild Wars 2 is all about. Quite effective if you ask me. If you have any more questions about all of this, then the Guild Wars 2 community team is super active on their Twitter account, and they are answering pretty much all the questions they can, so send them a tweet if you're in need. Again though, read all about everything that I spoke about in the description below this video. Moving along, as you may already have seen, the guys from ArenaNet have uploaded a video to help us all pass the time and stoke our enthusiasm for their most anticipated of games. Right here on YouTube, you can check out the new Guild Wars 2 Collector's Edition video. It showcases all of the cool stuff you'll find in the Collector's Edition in great detail. Well worth having a look at if you're patiently waiting for your own Collector's Edition, or just want to know if you've actually missed out in not ordering it. Lots of cool stuff in there to be sure. You can obviously also read all about all the goodies inside the Collector's Edition over at guildwars2.com or buy.guildwars2.com. With all the big news out of the way, and before jumping into the smalls, I will just mention that you can see a whole bunch of links from various different sites covering the European Guild Wars 2 Fan Day, or days, that happened just a week or so ago. Lots of interesting content from the event to have a look at, including videos, write-ups, Q&As, and much more. Have a peek if you're interested, and I've also linked a bunch of YouTube channels that are doing or have done some pretty neat Guild Wars 2 coverage since the last closed beta test. Now though, onto the smalls, and I must warn you, there are quite a few of them this time around. Over at the official site, you can have a look at the latest link roundup, see what Jordan Massey has to say on the role of squads in World vs. World. Mike O'Brien had a bit to say on microtransactions in Guild Wars 2. Check out an interesting post on the evolution of the narrative in personal stories. Then there's a traits and builds interview with John Peters, split up into 2 parts. Then a couple of interesting posts. Mintchip plays Guild Wars 2 over at Guild Wars Insider. An outsider's look inside Guild Wars 2, making the jump from Guild Wars 1 to Guild Wars 2. Personal story in Guild Wars 2 versus class quests in Star Wars The Old Republic. How Team Fortress influenced Guild Wars 2's class system. There's a racial skill guide over at the Guild Wars 2 journal. Have a look at an obviously interesting Guild Wars 2 April Fool's Day roundup. Then Respec Radio episode 29, Tales of Tyria episode 26, and the latest Game Station podcast, that's number 7, featuring Mike from Zam Official. This one has a lot of Guild Wars 2 talk in, and it's well worth having a look at. You can obviously find that right here on YouTube. That is sadly all I have for you in the Guild Wars news this week. Check back here soon for more, like the video and do all that other good stuff, and most importantly, happy pre-purchasing Guild Wars 2.